welcome back everybody. So today we're going to go through the brew day for my Galaxy IPA. Now a little bit ago I did brew a Chinook hop IPA, and what I did with that one is I took my standard Chinook hop recipe and I just substituted my own homegrown Chinook hops. We've had the brew day for that and the tasting, but what I wanted to do was use the same grain bill and then just change out the hops to Galaxy. So in this recipe, it's 11 pounds of Rahr 2-row, 12 ounces of CaraBelge, 4 ounces of Caramel 120L. Now, I did get this original recipe from Northern Brewer. They had a special on kits, on all grain kits, so I went ahead and picked up 3 of those. But this is more of just a test to see if I could use the same grain bill and produce the same kind of beer. Obviously it would be different as I'm not using a spicy Chinook hop. I'm using Galaxy, fruity, tropical, so they are totally different. But there are some things that I did switch in this and something that happened that we will talk about later on here in a minute. But I do have some notes down in front of me. Standard brew day. If you've watched most of the other brew days from me, it's the same: mill the grains, get the water going, do the mash in, mash out, floral off, all that. This one did, I did do a mash in at 152 degrees on this one, same as the Chinook. I did change some stuff up just to try it, just to see what could happen with my setup if I did it. I do believe that with an electric setup and using a pump to keep that wort flowing for that hour, it's going to produce a clearer beer and probably get you a little bit more ABV, some more points, as I think it would allow or separate the sugars from the grains a little bit better. But definitely you're going to get a more clear beer if you can recirculate for that hour. Using a mash tun like I do, I don't have that opportunity to recirculate and keep the temp. Now, if I did have something hooked to it, an electric burner or something where I could heat that water, then I could do it, but I do not have that on this. So we are finishing up the grains, crushing them. I did heat up 4 gallons of water for the mash in, but where this is different is after the hour mash in, I actually hooked my pump up and ran the tube from the mash tun back into the top for 25 minutes. Now, I did run into some issues. I let it go. It flowed fine once I got it set up. I think the first time when I did it, the tube got away from the clamp and it was almost spraying all over. But for the most part, once I got it set in place, it worked just fine. What I was thinking about doing was just cutting a hole in the top of the lid, and then what I could do is just put a fitting on there and put the tube on that, and then it would stay in there. But I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay with this setup, so I didn't want to ruin anything, so I thought it would just be best take the lid off. The hour mash is done. Yes, your wort's going to cool off, and it was a cold day out, but at least I could recirculate it for a little bit and see if I could get a clearer beer. Now, because I didn't do this on the Chinook, I can't tell which one's clearer, but I can do a side-by-side tasting and just look at the clarity. Now, that's not going to work in this case either, I don't think, because I did use my homegrown hops in my Chinook batch. So I think that vegetal and that leafy is going to make a cloudier beer versus using pellet hops. So I'm trying this. Will it work? I don't know. So I did do that after the mash in for 25 minutes. Then what I did is I took that pump and I turned the ball valve on the outlet down and I put it into the kettle. Drained it in there, so that way I wouldn't have to do a Vorloff, get a pitcher, do all that, because it ran 25 minutes. Now, I didn't have that, I guess I should say, I did not have it fully open when I did that recirculation for 25 minutes. I did close the ball valve most of the way, so it was just a drizzle. We'll see some of it coming up. But after that was done, I used the pump to go into the kettle. Now, one thing I noticed is it only drew right by where the outlet ball valve is for my mash tun. I did have water sitting on top of the grain bed in the back and around the side. So what I had to do was I shut it off, I did Vorloff, and then I put the rest back in the kettle until it was done. Then what I did is I took my mash out water, I heated that up, I dumped it in there, and instead of letting it sit for 15 minutes, I hooked the pump up and I let that circulate for 15 minutes instead. But because of my first little fiasco with my mash in, what I did was I took the pump off, I Vorloff normally, and then I let that go into the kettle. Now, I do have some numbers from the Chinook versus the Galaxy. So my pre-boil gravity on my Chinook was 1040. On my Galaxy, it was 1039. So as you can see, not much of a difference. Again, I think it's going to be a clearer beer, but I do think if done properly, you can get another couple points in efficiency, just because I think it's going to loosen up that sugar off that grain. Post-boil, this isn't going to be a long video because it's practically the same. Post-boil on the Chinook was 1055. On the Galaxy, it was 1048. Now, why is this? My guess is because my propane tank was running out, and I noticed with about 20 minutes left, my boil was not very vigorous. It was just barely going. So I do believe I lost some time in boil from that. And that is why my final gravity did not come into what it was. Now, one other thing on this that I wanted to show as you're looking at right now is I used the Omega yeast in the Chinook batch. What I did, I kegged it, I left the cake and stuff on the bottom. And what I did was I just pitched this Galaxy right on top of it, and within 3 hours it did take off. Now, it has been kegged, this Galaxy, so we will have a tasting soon, but I can say, obviously, if you're a brewer, you'll know my post-boil on my Chinook was 1055, post-boil on the Galaxy was 1048. As you can see, or if I guess if you look at it, my ABVs are not going to be the same. I do hope that if this Galaxy does taste good, I will make another batch with a good propane tank, and that way we can get it, you know, more in line with the Chinook. But hey, you live and you learn. I'm transparent. Good brew days, bad brew days, we have to show them because they do happen. So hopefully you liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when new videos are coming out. And until next time, happy brewing.